Okay, we're recording. Hello, I'm LJ or Linda from Granada Hills, and I'm here interviewing Joe and Allison from Joe's Cafe. Um, we've heard a lot of information being shared on social media the last couple days, some of which is really concerning and has some very troubling accusations. In the intervening time, I put out a call on Twitter asking for more information. I said that my DMs were open if anyone with firsthand knowledge of the events wanted to talk to me. That is still open. My Twitter is Giga Granada Hills. And so I welcome comments. So far, no one has reached out to me yet, but I am here to talk with Joe and Allison. So thanks for being here, Joe and Allison.
Thanks for reaching out to us.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess I'll go in chronological order. So how this started was, I think it was a year to 2 years ago. I'm not sure of the precise date. Someone on the street recorded an incident, and the audio to me, after playing it repeatedly, is not clear precisely what's being said, but what it appears to show is you on the street standing there yelling at a garbage collector. And my first question is, what on earth would make someone yell at a garbage collector? What was going on there? What happened?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely lost my temper, and it wasn't my proudest moment handling a situation, but the backstory is it was a holiday weekend, and our back alley had been paved, so we weren't able to get our trash collected for 3 or 4 days, and it was overflowing. Once the alley was reopened, I went out to meet our trash collector, who we are, good friends with. He comes in and gets coffee or water every day, and asked him if he would be able to come down my alley to get the dumpster.
So that's not a city trash collector, that's a private, right?
Yeah. Waste management. Yeah. The gentleman in the truck, I know. The gentleman that was on the street, I did not know.
So the person who you're seen interacting with in the video is not someone you know. Have you interacted with him since?
No. He was a city worker that was helping with the paving. Right. He came upon the situation, and he asked what we were doing, and I said, we're going to bring the dumpster down the alley so the truck doesn't have to go down the alleyway. And that's where you hear him say, that's illegal. Kind of here. But yeah, that's the true verbiage of it. He said, you can't bring the dumpster down the alley. That's illegal. I did lose my cool. I told him to get away from us. And that's kind of where you see me like pointing. I was just saying, just leave me alone, because he was heated as well. But
yeah, we're just, at that time, it had been, like he said, a few days since our trash had been picked up. And that's, for a restaurant, that's a big deal, because we can't have an overflowing dumpster. If the health department was to come in, that could be a problem. So we just wanted to make sure that our trash was getting collected, and it was a frustrating week with the whole alley being shut down for so long and nobody able to access it. I know some of our regulars were frustrated because they couldn't get to our parking lot. And we're like, we know, we get it, but
okay. But the person who was recording it said that you were shouting a racial slur at this person.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have a good relationship with that neighbor who took the video. And we've been accused in the past on Yelp that she wouldn't be served at our restaurant, which wasn't true at all. It all kind of stemmed from a parking issue. When we got busy quickly, our next door neighbors didn't like that customers were parking in their lot and things of that nature. So yeah, it was just kind of our relationship started off rocky with the next door neighbor, and unfortunately,
well, she's just not our biggest fan, let's just say that.
Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, did you, so what it's being said is that you shouted at him, you're an illegal or something like that. And like I said, I'm not the audio wasn't clear, but did you say that?
Absolutely not. I can swear on my 1-year-old son, that is not how the conversation went. I never, it had nothing to do with race. It was an argument of bringing the dumpster down the alley that had been paved.
Did you
You know,
actually say the word legal or
I
illegal
may have
in another
said it's not
context?
illegal to bring the dumpster down. He may have yelled, it's not, it is illegal. I don't remember if I said it or he said it. It's been 3 years. But either way, it wasn't about any, any race or anything like that. It was about bringing a
immigration
dumpster,
status or anything. It was literally about, yeah, just
bringing a
trying to get a
dumpster down an
dumpster
alley.
cleaned out.
Okay. I'm going to move on to the more recent incident of about, I guess it's been 3 days ago now.
Yeah.
And now, tell me about, now there's a very brief video that I saw of a person, it was a pretty big guy, wearing a black shirt and red shorts. And in the video I saw, there was also a woman with tattoos down her arms. And can you identify either of those people? Are you acquainted with them?
No, in no way, shape, or form. Have we ever met them? Do we know them?
No.
Do
Never met them.
you just know them as just visually people who've come into your restaurant? Are you familiar with them in that way?
Not even as customers.
I don't recognize them.
Okay, and so has in the intervening last couple days, has anyone come to you and told you anything about who those people were?
I heard of who it might be through my sister's ex-husband's old high school friends.
Yeah.
They might know, they know who the girl was, but I can say we've never met her before, or the two gentlemen that were there either.
But you did see the video I'm referring to, right? So you are familiar with.
Right, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. And why are people saying that these are your employees? I mean, I think it's reasonable that any business owner in all of the country right now might be concerned about looting or damage to their business or things of that nature that have been going on in great number. And did you have similar concerns on the day of the protest?
We started getting like messages from regulars or other business owners about the protest that was scheduled. And I think, I mean, like us and the other business owners on the street, we've seen the news and seen how some things have escalated, or people that weren't there for the protest have turned aggressive into like rioting and looting. So yeah, there was a bunch of us on the street that were a little nervous.
How did you prepare
So we were all,
and how did you respond to those concerns or prepare in advance for those concerns?
We boarded the doors up from the inside.
after the protest, I mean, in preparation that day, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off.
no, go ahead.
In preparation on that day, we decided to close early to make sure like our staff or any guests weren't here, just in case things like got out of hand. But we just, that was pretty much it. We assumed that it was going to be peaceful, and that was our hope. But we hung around just to, see what was going on. We were, honestly here mostly in support of the protest. I was handing out waters. We had the door open for people to use the restroom if they needed to, but we were just here to make sure that if things went crazy, do we need to board up? Do we not need to board up? Whatever it was.
So you were open, but you had supplies at the ready to board up. Is that what you're saying? Do I have that
We
right?
weren't open.
No, I mean, physically, your door was open.
Yeah, people were using the bathroom. We had a couple people ask to use the restroom that were walking up and down the street. So we said, of course. We had a few people ask for waters that were coming through the area, and a lot of neighbors that knew us walked by to just say hello. And there was a lot of people out in the streets at that time.
Did you ask any employees to stay there with you or be present with you to keep watch over the situation?
We didn't ask any employees. We did have one employee that stayed with us, but he just wanted to stay and see the protest as well.
Yeah, he left.
Okay.
I don't know. The beginning of it.
And then what's being said happened next is that it was either, I've alternately heard you or people employed by you began shouting racial slurs at protesters who were present and also physically blocking the sidewalk. Tell me what you understand about that part of what took place.
Um, at that very moment, Allison and I were inside filling up cups of water to actually put out on our rail for anybody walking by.
We were in the back.
So we were in the back getting cups of ice water, but we heard the commotion right away. So we went out front to our patio.
I actually, I'm sorry?
And what did you see when you came out front?
So we went out to the patio, and at that point, you know, it was not directly in front of our restaurant. It was a few feet down, but we were able to look over the rail and see that the couple people that had been hanging around our restaurant were now engaging with the protesters.
Yeah, just some people that, like, not regulars that had stopped by to talk to us. It was just people that were stopped and sat at our bench. We didn't know them, like we said, and you know, we went over to them and we were like, you need to leave. You can't be here.
Once they sat down on our benches after that happened, the police actually came over and said, guys, no, you can't be instigating. So Allison and I went out there and said, you know, please, can you guys leave? Like, you know, they apologized. They're like, oh, we didn't mean to associate your business with us. But, you know, at that point, the damage had been done. They did leave peacefully. But we had no idea that moment would snowball into what it has, because they were just strangers in front of our restaurant.
Okay. So I understand. So what I understand you're saying is that they were people who you didn't even know as customers, not
Correct.
employees. I mean,
Correct.
were you in any way thankful that a crowd had been turned away from the front of your restaurant, given your—
No, because they were just coming down the street.
Mm-hmm.
There was no menace to our business at all.
Didn't feel like
They were just
anything.
walking down the street. They had been peacefully protesting at the corner of Chatsworth and Zelza, and kind of walking around the intersection as the lights were turning. And maybe half of them broke off and started coming down the streets, but they were peacefully marching and you know, chanting. But it just happened that these three people thought it would be a good idea to step in front of them, and in no way do we support them or their actions. You know, we can promise that we don't know them. And if I knew they were going to have done anything or had any intent to cause trouble for the protest, we would have asked them to leave before anything happened. We were there to support the movement, you know, to make sure our business was safe, and, you know, watch a peaceful protest, and that was it.
Do you have any other possible explanation for why there are so many pervasive rumors that your restaurant is associated with racism? Are there employees who've left under racially charged circumstances, or have there ever been other racially charged incidents in your restaurant or associated with you guys?
Never.
Okay. Is there anything, can you tell me what happened in the aftermath of the incident?
Well, Allison handles most of the social media, so.
I mean, yeah, it started blowing up, I guess, right away. We were really stunned because we didn't know these people. And it's just, I know it's snowballed into a lot of accusations about us hiring people or
inviting
people to be protection or security, and that was not it at all. We didn't ask anyone to come and hang out with us. We didn't ask anyone to come and stand up for us, and because we didn't feel like there was anything that we needed to protect ourselves from. I mean, we were here, like we said, just in case things got out of control, like we've seen in the news and other places. But that was pretty much, that was it.
I mean, any videos that are out there right now, I'm not in them because Allison and I were inside. You know,
it's been a shock to us how, I know I've seen some things about that was Joe out there. He was saying racial slurs, and I mean, maybe those people don't know who Joe is. I don't know, but in the video that you've seen, that's not Joe. He's not.
And how would you feel? I'm curious if I were to speak to other employees, past, present employees, and interview them about any racial incidents that they may have seen or experienced.
I mean, if anybody on our staff felt compelled or like they wanted to talk to it, and they're welcome to do it. But this has been a very unpleasant experience for us. I feel like, we're in the lion's den. I would never want to drag any of my employees through something like this or make them be like a human shield or anything, trying out there protecting us. So I would never ask any of them to do that. I mean, we love our staff and I want to keep them safe and protected, and I wouldn't want anything like that, anything like this to come on them just because they're associated with us.
Yeah, and then unfortunately our staff has already, been harassed outside of work for wearing Joe's Cafe shirts.
But would you have any objection to if one of your employees wanted to freely or privately speak to me separately? Would you object to that? Or any of the past employees?
If someone wants to speak to you,
but I don't want to give out any names or ask any of my employees to say anything on my behalf.
But we have nothing to hide.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm issuing an open invitation, and I just want to make sure you're okay with that and let you.
I mean, it's the service industry, so there's always employees that are going to have grudges when they leave. So, like everybody posting on social media, you got to take their point of view with a grain of salt. But I mean, we have a great track record of our employees that have lasted 5, 6, 8 years with us now. We call them family. We love them. There has been few people that have come in and out and always have issues with the job and might leave with a chip on their shoulder, and they'll always have that chip on their shoulder. But our core family of Joe's Cafe has been with us for years now. They know us, they know Allison and I, they know the kind of people we are. They know that we're loving people that are just trying to grow a small business in a community, and as cheesy as it sounds, put food on the table. Mm-hmm. That's all we're trying to do is just grow our business. But we've had a lot of issues in the past, so we're trying to get past that.
Okay. Joe, Allison, thank you so much for your time.
Of course.
Thank you.
Thanks for talking to us.
Bye-bye.